So you want to build an acquisition team. My name is Bryce McKinley, Coach Sharpen. You know what time it is. In this video, I'm going to share with you the top 10 characteristics that you need to be looking for in every acquisition manager that you hire. That's right. By the end of this video, you're not only going to know exactly the type of person you want on your team, but you're going to know the type of person that's going to give you the results. That's right. I'm looking forward to this video, and so I implore you, come with me. Why? Don't just take my word for it. I've built small teams that have done massive things, and I've built massive teams that have done even greater. And so with that said, I'd like to invite you to the other side.
If you don't know Bryce, he's crushing it. He's doing over 50 wholesale deals a month.
Number one, you need a problem solver. That's right. It sounds like it's pretty common sense, yes? Here's the deal. At the end of the day, there are a lot of types of salespeople that can identify problems, but they struggle with actually solving it. Why? Because they typically are looking for the number or the profit or the check at the end of the day. But you need someone that is a problem solver. You need someone that's willing to step in and be the superhero for your client. You know, I talk about Coach Sharpen this and Coach Sharpen that, and one of the things I realize is when I put this hat on and I come into this office, whether it's leading my team or leading my organization or making content for you, I become a superhero. I become a problem solver for the challenges that you and the other people that I work with face. And so the number one thing that I believe is a characteristic that every good acquisition person needs is to be a problem solver. Number two is a little interesting because you think that an acquisition person has some type of sales characteristics and you would think that this would be common sense. But I need you guys to really dig into your tool belt and think about this when I tell you this. You see, number two is your acquisition persons need to be a better listener than they are a talker. That's right. You see, most of the gurus, and whatever else you call them out there, they would say you need to network and tell everyone what you do. I don't disagree with telling everyone what you do. However, when you do, you should be listening more than you do the talking. That's right. Your number two top 10 acquisition characteristics is you should have a better listener than a better talker. When someone listens more than they talk, when they talk, it has more impact. Let me repeat that again for those of you in the back. When you are a better listener, when you do talk, you have a better impact. Number three, you need to have thick skin. I joke around in my office and say, we're gonna have rhino skin. It's that thick. You've got to have someone on your team that's not willing to cry and break down just because they have a bad day. We're going to be talking to people in miserable situations. You, yourself, your team, and the rest of everyone in your organization is going to be solving these problems of people that are just stressed out. Not only that, there's other people that don't find the same problem to be that stressful, and so they take it out on you. Or maybe they're just having a bad day. How many times have you talked to a seller and you realize, gosh, they're having a bad day? That bad energy rubs off on your acquisitions person when they're in the trenches. So number three, your acquisition person had better have some rhino skin. They better have some thick skin to not only push through the noise, but to push through the problem-solving process to secure that contract. Number four, you think is probably just goes with the position, right? It's confidence. Number four is confidence. And when I say confident, I'm not talking about cocky, egotistical, or someone that talks about themselves. Confidence comes from a place within. Your acquisition person needs to lead the conversation when asked questions. Your acquisition person needs to have a confidence in a stigma or just an aura about him or her. When they walk into your office or they take a phone call, they know where they're going before they ever start. You see, confidence is key in this game. And if you don't have confidence, or those days that you lack the confidence, you're going to fail. And not only fail, but fail miserably, because those lack of confident days tend to compile on themselves. And when your acquisition person has a bad day, guess what happens? With all of the other personalities that they have, it will not only bring your team and your morale down, but you're going to lose the REI results that you've been looking for. So my number 4 for you is find someone with an unshakable confidence, and you'll see that you'll have a great acquisition manager. Number 5 is having a servant mentality. You see, if you reflect back to number 1, to be able to solve problems, the best problem solvers are people with a servant mentality. Not only are they there to solve the problem, but they're there to serve. And I believe that you can never truly add value to anyone unless you first add value to their time, their money, and their family. So your acquisition person needs to have this servant mentality, so that way when they do go into the conversation, they're not just showing sympathy, but they're showing empathy. They're assigning feelings and emotions in the conversation that maybe the other person is having a difficult time doing for themselves. And when they can do that, they will have better results. Number 6, persistence. Persistence. I cannot stress this enough. Your acquisition managers have to be persistent. I have what's called the triple ripple, and it's a follow-up process, but there are times after times that I have heard that people are like, oh, I don't know what happened to my deals, and I'm like, how many times did you call the lead? Oh, I called him, and then I told him I'd call him back, I left him a message, and I haven't heard back from him. And you wonder why you lose deals. Persistence pays off. Being persistent pays off to the end. And when you are a persistent person, you're going to get one of two things. You're either going to get the hell yes, that result that you wanted, or you're going to get a no so that you can move on to the next hot, motivated seller. You see, I'm always notoriously quoted for saying, I'm picky about who I work with, and I can only work with people that are serious about working with me. You never truly know who's serious about working with you until you're persistent, and they either give you a hell yes or a hell no. Put the persistent team member on, and you'll find you're going to have better results. Number 7, here's the deal. At the end of the day, I've hinted about salespeople this and salespeople that. When you're looking for acquisition managers, I'm going to tell you right now, you don't need a seasoned salesperson. Some sales experience helps, but the less experience, like literally maybe someone that just had a couple of months or maybe a year or two to where they could not have these bad habits like occur over and over and over, to where they are ingrained in, this is the way I do my sales, I ask these types of questions. Those types of persons are not who you're looking for. You're looking for someone that has little to no sales experience, and if they do, they're easily coachable. You don't want someone with years of sales experience coming in on your team and not only bringing the morale down with your team, but they're also going to think that they know it all. They're going to come in overconfident, which actually leads to ego and cockiness. So my number 7 is hire someone with some sales experience or none at all, but don't look for the guy that's just coming out of the park that seems to be the sales all-star, because you'll find that guy will fall on his face a lot sooner than the guy or gal that's just starting out with little to no sales experience but fits the criteria of a great salesperson. Number 8. Number 8 is natural ability. I know, right? It's like, how do you know if somebody has natural ability? Well, for me, it's easy because I have that favor on my life. I have that natural ability. And I'm not telling you to go look for someone like me. Matter of fact, I would shy against it because my natural ability is not just a great salesmanship and servant and all of the above that I've already listed, but someone like me is going to come in and they're going to take over your business or take your business and go start their own. Now, you may not feel that to be a bad thing, but someone that's coming in that is like has this natural ability, somebody that has this natural ability is someone that's going to walk in to your office with that confidence that I said. They're already asking you great questions, not so worried about the compensation, but understanding the process. Somebody that comes in and just says, ask questions like, hey, what does the sales cycle look like? What does the typical payout look like from the time that I contract the deal to the time that it's closed? People that have those types of questions have a natural ability. So My number 8 for you is look for someone that has a natural ability to communicate well, has the confidence, has the problem-solving mentality, the servant mentality, and you're gonna find a great, great salesperson, but even better, an acquisition manager that's gonna do more deals than the other people on your team. Number 9. Number 9 is really kind of pushes to my soul. You need someone that's persuasive, someone that's not only persistent, not only has this servant mentality, but you need someone that's very convincing. Like, not just the guy or gal that walked into your office with the big smile and the stellar resume, but the one that walked in and asked you for the deal, the one that asked you for the job right there before you made the decision. You need someone on your team that is persuasive enough to make other people move from where they are to where they want to go. I talk about it in other videos, like the current reality versus the desired reality. When you can find someone that can explain to people where they're at by asking questions, not just telling, but asking questions that makes a person sit in their current reality, and then ask questions to where they can see their desired reality. Like, gosh, what would it look like if I were to start this job today? Somebody that asks that question right there is going to be a very persuasive person. So, number 9 on my list, you need someone that can be very, very persuasive. And last but not least, number 10, my number 1, I can't stress this enough, you got to have someone on your team as an acquisition manager that's a great question asker. That's right, someone that can ask great questions. And not just great questions, but ask better questions. So maybe line up 4 or 5 questions for them to read off, and then see how they ask the question, and then see if they ask it a different way the second time or the third time. It's part of your onboarding process. So my number 10 is find someone to put in your acquisition manager spot that not only asks great questions, but ask better questions. God bless, stay sharp, and I'll see you at the top. Hey guys, Bryce McKinley here, Coach Sharpen. You know what time it is. I want to personally thank you for watching these videos. You see, you might want to subscribe to this channel, and I'm not just saying that to get more followers, but the knowledge that I drop, I guarantee you won't get anywhere else. You see, the information that I give is not just the fluff that every other guru, screw and guru talks about. You might want to stay alert for what's happening next. So, subscribe, hit the notification bell to keep you posted. You're not going to want to miss what I drop on this channel.